Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we've got a fun project. This is the RedOctane DDR Pad for use at home. It belongs to Kenna up at RadJunk, and she's been having problems with it. Some of the buttons aren't registering. It looks like the connector here on top has kind of loose, not really situated in there the way it should be, so we're gonna fix that. And then like the A button, actually when you pop the A button, it feels kind of loose compared to the B button. I think I know what's going on with it, but we're gonna go through, basically pull it all apart, clean off the contacts in there, and get this connector fixed up and see what we can do. Okay, so if we get up close to this DDR pad, there's a 9-pin serial connection that's here on top. And that serial connection, DDRpad.com makes these Arduino-based serial to USB converters. Basically just takes all the button inputs from the board, converts it to USB so that they can be read by PC, PlayStation, whatever. So I have my PC hooked up and the USB game controllers turned on. And the cool thing about that is you can go into properties here and it'll give you a little test. You know, you'll get lights up that when the button's pressed. Now we got to press kind of hard on these buttons for two reasons. One, it's used to being stomped on, right? But the other thing is the contacts on the backs might be a little bit dirty. So we're going to go through, we're going to clean all that up. So we're going to take this all apart and we'll get to that. But one thing for sure is this A button, slide this over. You know, if I hit right down here, all right, we get that. This A button is, you can see that flex. You know, there's a flex, and I don't think you can hear it, but there's a popping to it. Like basically this protective metal plate has come loose from whatever holds the button on the back side. Because with the B button, which is the same style button on the other side, it's not loose like that at all. And when I press it, you can see that number 5 lighting up there. So this one we can't get to light up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, when I press it in, but it's definitely having a problem there. So we'll go through and mess with that. So I think the next step is we're going to take all of these panels off. It's just 4 screws on each panel, and we'll take a look at what's going on behind it. A couple things we're going to tackle. This connection right here, the little capture nuts for the other connector to slip onto are actually gone. So this is just sort of free sitting. Oh, and actually these rivets are no good too. So we're I was gonna say we're gonna drill this one out, but that one's taken care of. So we're gonna drill this one out and then take a look at this connector, which actually looks pretty good. I don't want to replace that if we don't have to. Could always resolder it if we had to, but to be honest with you, I think that's actually a really good connection. We just need to replace the little lock nuts on here. So we'll drill this out, take that out, and we'll fix that. In the meantime, let me show you what I think is going on here. So this is the A button. So it's just 4 screws on each panel that come off. The directional panels have these little metal retaining clips, and that's because it's a thinner, this is plastic. But you can see it's basically just copper tape, and then right here is connection basically between the 2 lines here. We need to make contact to throw the switch out to make it switch. So we're gonna pull all these off. We're gonna clean everything up real good. We're gonna use some contact cleaner on all of this and get this cleaned up real nice, because copper does have a tendency to corrode over time. So we'll see what we can do to prevent that. Now the A button, this A button's a little different. It has this metal sort of frame around it, just like the B button over here does. This B button is pretty solid. It definitely feels like one solid piece, whereas this A button here you can, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the entire thing just sort of flexes. And so what I think is happening is, see how I push that? See how this piece is coming off? I think we need to re-adhere this piece to the button top to make it all one unit. And then of course, same thing, clean up, maybe even replace this copper tape and then clean up this side as well. So that's where we're gonna start. I'm going to, so let's see. I wanna take off this piece, but it looks like, yeah, so there's some adhesion in there, but I don't know what type or anything. So I might use a little bit of heat, and I'm gonna separate these two pieces so that I can re-glue it correctly. What I like to do when it comes to any sort of contact cleaning or anything like that, Deoxit D5. Deoxit D5 is, it cleans, it removes oxidation, but it also leaves a conductive sort of protective surface on there that lets you, it protects the copper a little bit longer to where it won't corrode or oxidize as much or as quickly as it would have. This is something you're going to have to do given any kind of electronic surface that you have like this. You can do this in switches. It's safe to do. I wouldn't spray it in energized circuits, but low voltage stuff is definitely safe. We're probably going to hit the connector up top too with it. But yeah, so a little bit on a rag here. Put a little bit on there and just sort of clean the surface off, and you can actually see the oxidation come off. And it looks a lot better. Got a really nice clean mirror finish. That's what we're looking for. All right, so that's what you're looking for. That's after it is. See down here, you can see it just doesn't have that nice shiny sheen to it like what we want. So I'm gonna hit the rest of these, get them all cleaned up, and then we'll check on our button that we re-epoxied. All right, so here was our B button, right? The B button was nice and solid. There was no flex to it at all. So when it engaged, it was over on this side. But when it engaged, it made contact with these two panels, and that's what completes the switch. The A button had separated this back panel, which it's bored with a little piece of foam core, just to give a little cushion. And then you have your copper strip here. This copper strip was actually oxidized pretty bad too on this A button. So if it doesn't want to make contact, I've got more copper tape and we'll replace this if we need to. But yes, it's much firmer now. It doesn't have that pop to it, that give. And basically all I did was I mixed up some 5-minute epoxy and glued this piece back down into it the way it's supposed to be. So I think we're gonna be good to go. The next thing we need to do is get this connection squared up. This being loose does not enable a good connection with the adapter here. What I'm gonna do is take parts I've pulled off of a different connector and get it attached to this main one, and then we'll put new rivets in here to get everything secured up, button back up together. All right, now that this piece is secure here and it's got two nuts there to where the adapter can go in, we can get this secured down, and we're going to use a pop rivet. Pop rivet is pretty simple. See if I can zoom out a little, give you a shot of this. Pop rivet's super simple. You just take it Just take it and load up the rivet. Inside, you flush mount it down into here, and you squeeze it together. And what it does is it collapses the backside and sandwiches the rivet in place. And then it pops off. Hence the name Pop Rivet. The tail comes off and we're nice and secured in there. Everything on the other side. Gotta keep pressure down and keep it nice and tight. Ooh, that one popped good. All right, here we go. Factory fresh. Now this won't move around. We'll get a nice solid connection when we go to plug in the adapter here. All right, here's a tip when putting this back together. The metal panels have the longer screws in them. The plastic panels with these cover corner plates have the shorter screws in them. So make sure you don't mix those up. The other thing is when you're lining everything up with these plastic panels, loosely start the screws first, because what I'm finding is that this plastic panel sort of shimmies within underneath the brackets where it's down to. Obviously, also don't tighten anything too tight. I have a torque setting set on my screw gun here. But see, I just want to get it started for now so that I still have some play to line up and get my other two corners in. All right, we're all put back together. Brought the tester back up. Let's see where we're at. Now, I don't play DDR games. I don't play rhythm games. So we're going to test it out and see what happens. But that's about it. All right. Seems to be working pretty good. All right, the button that was in question was the A button. Yeah, looks like it's doing pretty good. Oh.
Woo! That game is fun! Oh my god!
A new high score!
What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What does that mean? Did I break it?
Awesome. Good stuff. So anyways, I'm sure there's not a ton of people out here that have one of these, but I thought it was kind of interesting and unique and you don't see them a lot. So I figured, let's make a video about it, see what happens. If you liked it, if it helped you, hit me up, leave me a comment, let me know. If not, you know what? Leave me a comment and tell me that too. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate all you guys. We will see you in the next one.